I guess let's just get into it, right? Like, hello, my name is IzzyJoFo, and I'm here with more sketchbooks. I told you I'd be back. Yeah, I have all of 8th grade here today, so might as well just start with that one, right? This is a much bigger video, I think. I have a lot more sketchbooks that I did in 8th grade than I did in 7th grade. So this might be, we'll see how this video goes. First drawing I did of my whole 7th grade was this cute little cat in paint. And I like this drawing a lot. I was very happy to have it as my, front page of my sketchbook. And that's kind of all I have to say. Ooh, back to Icy Claw. I guess, yeah, we're doing this, aren't we? This is, I guess I decided to draw Icy Claw's Icy Kit. She's a baby. Ignore if you can hear running downstairs. This bedroom doesn't have a fourth wall. So it's just it drops down to the basement. And you can hear George running around. George is a cat. Anyway. Yeah, Icy Kit. I wanted to make her a baby. A janky spotted leaf. Cute. Big fluff of hair. We love to see it. I know this. This is supposed to be Firestar. I guess Firepaw, Fireheart, deciding, Sandstorm? Or is her name? What is her name? Oh my gosh, I'm a fake fan. iPad save me. It is Sandstorm. Okay, I'm a real fan. This is Firestar, Fireclaw, what? Fireheart, deciding does he pursue Sandstorm or Spotted Leaf romantically. This is Flowerheart with someone. I don't know who this cat is, but they're holding tails and she's blushing and he's blushing. Yeah, okay. Hopefully this light isn't putting too much of a glare. You need light to see. Fun fact. But these are all pencil sketches, so they kind of get shiny. Oh, this was my friend in middle school. It's really light. I'm gonna have to edit this. But yeah, this is my friend. I drew her. She had wavy hair, so I tried to shade it, but it doesn't look good. I mean, it looks... I didn't understand what I was doing. Who are you? This is Icy Claw, because she has blind eyes. I don't know who this is supposed to be, though. Maybe her mentor. I think it was something to do with, swan, because it's got, swan colors. No idea, though. Circle! Yeah! Look at that! This was for a short story I had created, I think. He was fire, she was maybe water, and there was, a fairy between them. A guardian angel fairy, I guess. I don't know. She's kind of cute, though. Big pigtails. Big anime fan. Oh, there's Otterfur. He's the evil cat. He's the one who kills babies. He's got blood on his hands. And the, dark shadow over the eyes that every middle schooler does. So cute. Random paw. High five. Blank page. Entirely blank. Oh, this was supposed to be the prophecy. Flowerheart's prophecy. When hope is dim, a fish will swim. A sparrow will fly and a fog will rise, and out of the darkness a flower will bloom to save the clans from certain doom. That's kind of cool, actually. Incorporating all the siblings. I like that. This is... oh my gosh. I think this was my design for Warrior Cats OC for another friend of mine. Because I have a friend who I love her so much. I need to talk to her more. But she's the most accident-prone person I've ever met. So I was like, oh, your cat Sona would have a lot of scars. And I think that's really funny. I did like the design. It's very badass. This is edgy. Oh gosh. This is Otterfur killing a baby. Baby Flowerheart. How she got this scar. Do you want to know how I got these scars, kid? Yeah. She got it being killed as a baby. This, I had tracing paper. It's not in here. I think it's just lost to time, which is really sad. But I wanted to In the 6th Warrior Cats book, spoiler for a many years old book, Firestar loses a life, and he goes to StarClan, and he sees, like, a faint version of himself in StarClan. So this was Flower Kit, and she was seeing a faint version of herself in StarClan. It was like, is that me? Yeah, I traced it on the back, too. It's not important that you see that. It's the exact same drawing. I think this was supposed to be Sandstorm and Firestar. I'm not sure, though. Sad cat. Super lightly sketched. Crying. I don't know why I tried to zoom in. That's embarrassing. Oh, and then I redesigned my friend's OC that I made for her. She definitely has her own. I'll have to text her and ask about that. But she broke her ankle. And so I was like, oh my gosh, you're like Cinderpelt, but you'd still be a warrior because you're so cool. And so she's Ivy Scar. It's kind of cool. These were, I forced my cousins to play warrior cats with me. And my 2 youngest cousins were Fox Kit and Wild Kit. So I drew them playing. 2 cats kissing, I guess. I don't know. I think that one's supposed to be Flowerheart, probably. Who knows, though. This was based on a short story. It was called, like, The Elevator or something like that. There's a boy. He goes in an elevator, and there's a weird old woman. I do not remember how that ends. And I made my alternate ending to it, where they were all dead all along, and the building had been burned in fire. Why did I say that on this page? Now I have to show this page. Me and my friends were cringe, and we loved the Senpai Notice Me spoof Maple Shade map so much. So I'm like, oh my gosh, it's sad because she's like, Senpai notice me. And he doesn't notice her. This is Donald Trump. This is when Donald Trump was first elected as president. Time capsule moment right there. Little 8th grade Izzy was still not pleased about the fact that Donald Trump was going to be president. She couldn't vote for many more years, but she was not happy about it. This was supposed to be a comic. The first day after school, I made this after Trump had been elected the first time. This one was supposed to say, news is in, Donald Trump is the new president of the United States. And she's laughing. She's like, ha ha ha. And her friends are like shocked. She's like, come on, guys, don't take it so seriously. This is obviously a joke. This is not a joke. Yeah. You can see the eraser marks. She had like her hands on her head. Oh my gosh. This is how I drew cat bodies. Obviously not finished. Brambleclaw and Squirrel Flight. A match made in StarClan. This was my favorite drawing that I did. It was Hawkfrost and Brambleclaw. And they were like split in half. This was my version of, you know, the like happy on the outside, crying on the inside drawing that all edgy middle schoolers do. This is my version of that, except for it's just 2 different cats from my cat book series I like. This is Firestar being like, oh my gosh, you look just like Tiger Star, to baby Bramblekit. Oh, I was like, who is this tiny girl next to Tiger Star? This is Tiger Star and Tawny Pelt, his daughter, who went to the Shadow Clan with him. Me and my friend as cats. I always drew her with this little swirl. This is the friend with wavy hair from before. And we were both deep into warrior cats, so we really bonded. Oh, yep. This is another Trump comic. I really didn't like that this man was president. That's really good. Okay. So this was supposed to be, it's unfinished, but this was supposed to be, like, this wasn't even specifically my friend. This was just, I needed generic cat number 2 for me to talk to. And I guess I was just used to drawing the little swirl on the head. But this is supposed to be generic cat 2 being like, did you hear the news? Donald Trump in this year 2016 is the president. And I say, wow. That's like Blue Star walking up to Fireheart and saying, hey, Fireheart, I know you hate Tiger Star, but I'm going to let him rule ThunderClan and eventually take over the forest. Then the brain like pops. The thing pops. Actually, scratch that. I'd rather Tiger Star rule the forest. And she's angry. What? Did you vote for Trump? I don't know what the joke's... It's not funny. What's the joke supposed to be? Is the joke supposed to be, Tiger Star's... Surely Trump is not worse than Tiger Star. Heh. Very, very integral time of my life to be reading Warrior Cats and also finally taking interest in government. Angry Cat, Naive Cat. Maybe it was supposed to be Hogfrost and Bramblestar? I have no idea. This was supposed to be a real life oh my gosh, Enter Senpai. This was supposed to be like a real life thing that happened. I was in band and he said something to me while I was packing up. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm crushing. I was a weird child. This was encouraged by my friends. We were all weird. I don't think I would have been this weird if I didn't have my friends that I adored. This is... Oh man, this has got to be like Silverstream dying or something. Great Paw's over there, like... No, not Great Paw. Feather and Crow. She's dying. He's like, oh no. Or was that supposed to be me? Holy shit. I'm too late. He fell off a bridge. Oh my gosh, did that used to be the story? I just copied the new prophecy where they go to another place. I was like, what if we did that again? Why did you bring us here? Do not question the will of StarClan, Flowerheart. I'm not blind. Oh my gosh. I can see that Mouse Whisker didn't have to die. I can also see that you're acting like the stupid kitty pet you once were. Don't you ever call me a kitty pet again. Golly. I was unoriginal. Didn't like that drawing. Jay Feather and Hollyleaf. This is before Jay Feather was my favorite. He becomes my favorite soon. I think this was supposed to be like Flowerheart finally settles down. And this is Cloud Kit being brought by someone to like check on her, make sure she's doing okay. It's weird. I don't know. This was another I didn't like it. So XX tongue out. And I was like, oh my gosh, it looks like an eye. Don't do this. Guys, if you don't like your drawing, it's fine. You can just draw next to it. You can let it be. You don't have to cross it out like that. We had a PE unit on Grief for some reason, and it used these little people. And I'm like, oh my gosh, Grief. You don't have to do this alone. At this point, I was very familiar with Grief. I understand why this is an important lesson. It's very important to know that you don't have to go through things alone. And especially, you know, middle schoolers, a lot of them haven't really had that experience yet with losing someone. I didn't need this though, so I just drew about it. You don't have to do this alone. Gosh, who is this? Maybe my friend? Maybe generic cat number 2? Here's the thing. My friend and I, this friend and I, not only were we both deep into Warrior Cats, we also had a crush on the same man. Kid? Child. We were all in 8th grade. But instead of being torn apart by it, we were both like, oh, we're never gonna actually do anything with this guy, so let's just be stupid about it and be silly. And we were, and it actually brought us closer together to have a crush on the same guy, which was cute. This one, everyone thinks I'm crazy. Am I right? This used to say everyone thinks I'm mad, because I was like, oh my gosh, like Alice in Wonderland. But I showed it to somebody, because I was like, look how cute the cat drawing is. And they're like, I don't think you're angry. And I'm like, no, like, not mad, angry, like crazy. And I had to rewrite it. What a compelling story. This sketchbook, man. Cat with an apprentice, I guess? Ooh. This is thrilling. Lots of unfinished drawings. This one I wrote a note to come back to it later. Cats into combat. They were going to be fighting, but I didn't know how to draw them fighting. I tried this a lot. I think this was also supposed to be cats fighting. A circle! This is Rusty fighting Longtail. The moment when Longtail rips off the collar and it's like, whoa. But I didn't finish it because I didn't like it. And I also lined all of Rusty, and I was like, well, I'll just line Longtail in black, and then I'll be able to draw it on tracing paper. No. My Little Pony. Tried drawing ponies. It's like, what if I put my own style on it? Nobody cares if you put your own style on it. They just want you to draw Twilight Sparkle the way she looks in the show. I did learn that later. I don't know if that's in these sketchbooks. It's somewhere. I know this moment. I don't know why I drew her like this. This was a friend of mine. She got sat next to somebody and she wasn't happy about it. And so I was like, oh, crying. Because my grade in middle school was so bad that they told us where to sit every day at lunch. They changed it up every day, but they were like, you're going to go to this spot, you're going to go to this spot. They separated all the friend groups, unless you were like me and you were friends with the assistant principal's son. And then we kind of got to sit together because they knew we were good. But we still got separated and it sucked. Can you imagine not being able to eat with your friends at lunch for like 2 years? It was awful. Why did they do that? It's because they were really naughty kids, but why would they do that? Oh, this was part of the story. I got really mad at Mouse Guy over here, and I gave him a scratch because I was like, grr. But then they're crushing on each other. Goodbye, Cloud Kit. This is when Cloud Kit died. She's supposed to be a baby, I think. Why is she that big if she's a baby? I miss you. This wasn't about anyone in particular. I just wanted to draw my cat being edgy. My cat self. This was, okay, I had a fantasy dream guy in like 3rd grade. And I was like, he's got tan skin and curly hair and his name is Junior. And I was like, oh man, Junior is my like fictional, he's my character, but he's like my fictional dream guy. He's my fictional crush. Fun fact, in high school, I did date a guy with tan skin and curly hair, and he was a junior. Not a good guy. Awful man. Much prefer my boyfriend now. Shout out to my boyfriend. We did The Little Mermaid as our musical that year. I was talking in my last video of how our middle school, every year the 8th graders did a musical. Our musical was The Little Mermaid Junior. And one of the songs in there is one that Flounder sings. And it's called She's in Love. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's Ariel and Flounder as cats. But Flounder's a girl because I wanted to be Flounder. I didn't get to be Flounder because, oh my gosh. The way they did casting for this musical was really weird. I'm not being salty when I say this. I'm just saying I would have done it differently because they were very obvious with their reasons why they chose who played which part. And they were not good reasons. Sebastian, they cast the one kid who had an accent. He had a Spanish accent, so they cast him as Sebastian. Which is problematic, especially when there was a kid who really wanted to be Sebastian, who was a really big theater kid, and he would have done a wonderful job. He just didn't want to put on a fake accent. So he got cast as Flounder. Because he was a little white boy. Really weird casting. Ariel was cast pretty well. I think she did a really good job. She was really shy, though, so I don't know. She was also a redhead, which is another layer of interesting. Why did they do that? I have no idea. I ended up playing, I did 5 things for this musical. I was Tech, I was a seagull, I was a princess, I was a mer-sister, I was a jellyfish, and I had, a little solo moment. Gosh, did I do anything else? I don't think so. I was popping off during this musical. But I wanted to be Flounder. But it went to the little white boy, because a girl can't be Flounder. Oh no! She's in love. Oh, that's edgy. It's just a rant. 2 cats. Me being like, This was, something that happened between when me and my cousins were playing Warrior Cats. Why do 2 legs even leave things here? 2 legs have always been strange, Wild Paw. I guess I thought it was funny. I remember even when I drew this, there was an additional element that I immediately forgot. I started drawing it because I was like, oh my gosh, this is so funny. And I forgot the thing that made it funny. Whoops. Gosh, it's so faint. Flowerheart and Mountain Claw. Can you see that? She's standing on a rock. and trying to tap him on the nose. Flowerheart and evil Flowerheart. Why is she evil? Who knows? I was in middle school. Sketchbook number 1. Look how... Does my hand change size at all? Not really. Yeah, I'm kind of the same size. That's not as endearing as I thought it would be. It just kind of looks like my hand. On to 3.5. Bam, 3.5. I'm going to start on this side, actually. So, oh gosh, I hope this doesn't have my name on it. I had a big binder with basically everything in it. It was a huge binder. I used it for all my classes. And every so often, it had like a clear pocket in the front. So I would change the drawing I put in the front of this binder. And these are those drawings. These are what I was showing off to the whole world. First was Warrior Cats. I did this on like the first and second day of school when you're kind of doing nothing. So it was like super cool and colored. Second one. Oh yeah, I guess I should say who these characters are. Rusty, Smudge, Henry the cat's he's mentioned for 2 seconds. Greypaw, Ravenpaw, Blue Star, Tiger Claw, Lion something. What's his name? Lionheart. Redtail, who's dead, Sandpaw, Dustpaw, Spotted Leaf Longtail. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's my cat reading Warrior Cats. And here's the moments. It's Longtail getting his ear cut, Blue Star looking down being like, whoa, this is the fire cat. And Rusty and Smudge. A new one, Warriors, me reading it, a bunch of names. I didn't like this one, I changed it out very fast. Basically redrew the entire thing with some of the elements. Angry Longtail, Firestar looking like, wow, I want to go in the forest. Blue Star looking down like, wow, this kid's got some stuff going on. This was not on front of my binder. This was an idea I had for some sort of story where this girl has a bunch of siblings, a la Dork Diaries, where it's like, this isn't a diary, it's a journal. I guess that's diary if it wouldn't be good. Whatever. They weren't all siblings, I don't think. I think she was like his girlfriend. She had like 3 brothers and a sister. Yeah. Someone was being mean about my brother, I think. If you call him an idiot one more time, so help me, I wouldn't do anything. I'm very non-confrontational. Warriors. Flowerheart looking at Firestar, probably. I am very excited because as we get to the later time of this year, I will start drawing humans again. I swear it. This is Blue Star walking through the forest and Rusty's in the background. I think this was going to be another drawing to go in front of the binder, but I didn't like it, so I scrapped it. I must have said something embarrassing or cringe. Peep the new Flowerheart design. She doesn't have a crazy scratch on her, but she does have a crazy chest patch.
Hi, Editing Izzy here. I just remembered the reason I was embarrassed was because I didn't know who Dan and Phil were. Okay, goodbye.
I don't know who this is, but Flowerheart thinks it's cute. Trying to draw a normal cat sitting, I think, on a rock. Aw, cute drawing of Cloud Kit. So small, so baby. This was that elemental girl again, I think. She has the weird ombre hair. I wish I could remember this story. I have no idea, though. I think this is Flowerheart and the second generation cats I talked about last time. I just know this is Dog Kit, because he has a big nose. Just a page of graphite smudge. Wow. Oh, was that what it was? There were 2 dads that all these cats' mom, I guess. Was it all of their mom? Holy cow. Stonefeather, I remembered, was the name of their mom. And she was with Lightning Feet, apparently. But Lightning Feet was mean. And so she cat divorced him. And had kids with Yellowleaf. But I think then she died while she had these kids. And that's why these guys had to raise her babies. I don't know why Yellowleaf couldn't do it, but maybe Flowerheart just wanted to have a child. This is Birch, something, Pine, Oak, and then Blue Kit, Dog Kit, and the 2 others. I remembered when I was editing the video, one of them was named Blurry Face after the 21 Pilots song because I wanted a warrior cat named Blurry Face because I thought that would be so cool. And she cares what you think. Flowerheart. Cool. Me and my friend crushing on our mutual crush, I guess. Longtail and Rusty. I love that little smug face. That's really good. Flowerheart catching a mouse by the tail. Cool. He's angry. She's crying, I guess. Oh, yeah, that was another thing. I drew our mutual crush with my friend, and I was like, I'm happy for you. What does this even mean? Don't worry, I'll be your youngster, Jory. Jory? I'll be your youngster, Joey. I like shorts. They're comfy and easy to wear. I'm so confused. From the Pokémon games? What does this mean? This isn't funny. Scourge. Ah, I pulled the wrong page. Oh my gosh, I loved this drawing. Once again, from the Little Mermaid musical. She's in love. And she's in love. She's like, hee. I loved that drawing. Ooh, edgy. I wish I could love you. Wow. I don't know who this is. Is this supposed to be Longtail and Rusty again? He's so small. These have got to be OCs because Alderpod did not exist yet. Who are these people? Alder and Branch. I was very emo about getting cast as just a seagull after I had been told for this musical by my choir teacher, oh yeah, you're gonna get a big role, it's gonna be awesome, it's gonna be awesome, and then she cast me as a freaking seagull who gets one song and that's it. But my crush was like Scuttle, and so I was like, I guess I'll get used to feathers. He's like, hey, you're one of my gulls. And I was like, hee hee, blush, blush, blush. Oh, that's a rant. We don't have to look at that. Read that if you want. It's just edgy middle school yapping. Happy cat. Gladian from Pokemon as a cat. Did I draw Lily? I did draw Lily. I'm a very bad Cosmog. You triggered again, fam? This is the most 2016 drawing I have ever seen. That's dramatic, but rar. Me too, girly pop. Guzma and Luzamine as cats. This was supposed to be Luzamine, but I didn't have a reference, and so I was just kind of going with it. Flowerheart being edgy. Even StarClan doesn't accept her. Look at her, all alone. My friends were fighting. It's middle school. Friends fight. You've got no right to insult my sister like that. You ignore me and now you're mad at me? You have no excuse for this, do you? Why can't you guys just be cool with each other? Ended up... She kind of got kicked out of the friend group, but it was because she was kind of crazy. I don't want to say crazy. It's... Whole dynamic. It was weird. We don't have to go into that. My head's too big because it's a chibi. I made an Eevee OC for a online RP thread I found in middle school. Didn't do much about it. Did a couple posts and lost the website forever. But her name was Cream. And she was so special because she had a normal type evolution. Oh, I drew her again on the back. And then she turned into Moonlight, I guess, when she evolved. Normal type Eevee, and she has a Mega Stone. Because she's just that cool. Cat's cuddling. Death thing? Why did I do that? Okay, this is Bramble Kit and Tiger Star's Lumen in the background. This was like the reverse of, you know that drawing in the way, way, way beginning? Where it's like, hold on, whatever, I can't find it. That drawing of Firestar being like, oh my gosh, you look like Tiger Star. This is the reverse of that. Bloodthirsty cat against Flowerheart, I guess? That's crazy. She wilded. Chibi face. Crying, probably Flowerheart. This was Kitty. I can tell by her fur pattern. My childhood cat. I don't know why I gave her the 2017 hair floof that cats get in Warrior Cats, apparently. In my Warrior Cats. I had this idea. I still have this idea, kind of, not really. For the song Viva La Vida, but it's Scourge and Firestar. I don't know, I think it would be cool. You'll see more of that. Viva La Vida, Scourge and Firestar, trying to recapture what I had with that Brambleclaw Hawkfrost thing. It didn't work as well. Flower Star. She has all these scars because she's so cool. 2 cats under a mistletoe. Sure. Trying to capture that chibi cat again, but I made the body too big. I think I had period cramps. Oh man, I just want to lay down and be sad because I have period cramps. Oh yeah, I totally did. This is me laying in bed, but it's all graphite smudged. But I had period cramps. Sometimes I wish someone out there will find me. Till then, I walk alone. Yeah. Hollyleaf. This is my math teacher. Only in her class do you hear, oh my gosh, it's a Y! She made us do that when we were doing slope. Eyeball. Oh, they're different. Just barely. What? I don't know what I was doing here. Oh, Jacob's trying to make an appearance. Don't knock over my Dr. Pepper. Are you gonna... Hi. No, I don't trust you to go that way. Come here. This cat is not a bottle baby, and so he doesn't like being handled as much. But maybe, if I'm very polite with him. Look up there. Okay, whatever. Be free. Back to what we were doing before we were rudely interrupted. This was the Loathing Firestar Sandstorm map came out, and I drew it. Unusually and exceedingly peculiar and almost impossible to describe. Blonde. Do-ba-do. Do-do. We loathe it all. Oh, what is this feeling? I liked that map a lot, apparently. Hollyleaf. I was a Hollyleaf sympathizer. What have I done? When she killed... I don't think she thinks that. I was mischaracterizing her. Me falling. I went ice skating. And so I was like, hee hee, I keep falling. Dratini. I don't know why I wanted to make, like, a very mean relationship between 2 cats. I don't know why. Maybe I needed to vent something. I was like, what if Blood Clan restarted in my story? Oh, this is the first... Oh, wait, no, wait! The first time we're seeing an IzzyJoFo persona. This was me. This was my school served breakfast burritos. And they were gross. One of them gave me, like, food poisoning one time. And they always said, say no to drugs. Yum, burrito, so gross, so soggy. Why are you even looking at it? Oh no. Those burritos. I don't know what was on with them, man. Me! This was when I first wanted to be a YouTuber. And I designed a persona. And I was like, well, I'm gonna have to create expressions for it. So I was like, oh, got a mustache on above the nose. Maybe I'll draw my stuff on lined paper and it'll look like that. Love copy paper. Grr, angry. Derp face. Huh. Teardrop. Not teardrop. Sweat drop. Starface. Izzy animates. I was Izzy animates. And then something else. This was during a musical rehearsal. We're finally to humans, guys. This is an exciting moment. My friend and our mutual crush were laughing over a video, and me and another guy were like, haha, we're gonna set them up. The guy we mutually had a crush on was kind of popular with the ladies. Girls liked him. A lot of girls liked him. Everybody likes him. This is new to you? Yeah. Me and my friend. I don't know what this is, but she's embarrassed. I was like, what if I redesigned Flowerheart and came up with the most craziest design ever? You can't see it, but there's a ThunderClan symbol under her leg. What are these colors? Blue, red, black, brown. This is crazy. This design did not last long. Oh, and she was also a munchkin cat. And Jacob's coming back to say hello. Buddy, here's his tail. You can hang out on my lap. That's cool. Flowerheart, the post-it notes made an appearance. Flowerheart and somebody. Somebody in Flowerheart. I really like this drawing position, apparently. Me and my friend both got ukuleles, and we were like, oh my gosh, we could do a talent show together. This is either an Oregon Trail character, or this is when I first got Story of Seasons Trio of Towns and drew my little farmer. Blood Clan things, I guess, because they got claws in their collars. She's running away. Sad, crying. She's got herbs, and he's like, grr, I guess. I think this was that swan character again. Flowerheart, I redesigned her. And I think this is Kitty. On copy paper. Ooh, I got copy paper. I had to stand up to myself. Because it's Flowerheart and Evil Flowerheart. Remember that drawing? Remember this drawing? This is another trace drawing. Woohoo! Trace from myself. And Gray Stripe and Millie. And the Power of Three trio. We're not going to be left behind. We had a pie day competition where it's like, come up with things that have pie in it. And I didn't like either of these. I came up with something else. My friend won, though, because she came up with Zootopia. And she drew a really good Zootopia drawing. And I was like, oh my gosh, dude, you're killing it. Oh, this was a comic. Oh, this is really old. This is like way beginning of 8th grade. Magic Man, Magic Girl. He's playing down there. Magic Girl. Oh, they're playing hockey. Like ground hockey. And she's sitting by the fence. This must be like 7th grade. And she like, whoosh, the paper. She can control it. And she crumples it. And she tosses it into a pile. But she goes in her hands. A little crane comes out. She smiles. She has the power to control paper or something. Who knows? Anyway, round of 4. This one's gonna be short. Because this was just... I got this in elementary school, and then I finally started drawing in it in, like, middle school. You can recognize this old art. Printed out a bunch of Pokémon. Here is that cat again. Yeah, you know the one. If you saw my old sketchbook tour, you know the one. Flare Fire again. Redstone. Steven Universe. Belle, my Amazing World of Gumball. I almost said Amazing Digital Circus. Amazing World of Gumball self-insert. Raindrop. I don't know what was with me in the, like, hands above head pose. It's more just a way to not draw the arms, I think. Oh, this was when Sun and Moon first came out. They were showing off the first stage of the starters. And I was a big fan of Poplio. And it was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to make my own fan evolution. This is Elastion. And it's a circus performer. A cat drawn in a really weird way. Me, like, tee. This is another Flare Fire. Doodles, eyes. Another cat. Cute. Those eyes are wide. Trying to be realistic cat. Random girl with a scarf. I say random girl as if it's not obviously me. Sketch. I think that's supposed to be a dove. A cat. And an eyeball. Is this supposed to be Cloud Kit? Welcome to StarClan, Leaf Paw. I don't know. Ginger Tail, because she doesn't have a tail. I was doing little scribbles, or having my brother do little scribbles and drawing on top of them. I think someone was like playing a clarinet badly or something. I don't know. But I drew a cat playing a clarinet badly. Somebody was singing out of tune, I guess. Because this was, I used to bring this notebook in my purse, and so often I would, like, when my family went to church, I would draw in this sketchbook. God, Jesus, and Santa! Sure. Cats again. You've seen it before. A bunny. Cool. Another cat. This is kind of a fun idea. My idea was, what if Brightpaw and Swiftpaw, when they went to fight the dogs, got lost and ended up in the My Little Pony universe? Friendship is magic. Where are we? Maybe it's just another horse. I thought we were fighting dogs. I didn't watch My Little Pony, but my friends did. What are you thankful for? Oh, something someone said I thought was deep. Dang, their whole guts are out. Bronze. This was gonna be the Blood Clan leader in my story. Cool. Deep fried refried bean balls. That's from Good Mythical Morning. Doodles on top of doodles. Cool. And I shipped it from the beginning. They didn't actually get together, by the way. This is my friend and our mutual crush, I think. They didn't ever get together. I don't know what she's up to now. Razia's shadow. Dream with your eyes closed. Try and plug the pearls. Oh, they're fighting. She's running. Sad. Defending a baby from a mean person. Because it's Flowerheart. She would defend babies. She was killed as one. Wink. There's the tiniest smile under there. Shalom. Cool. Cat claw. Cat paw again. Cat paw. I think it's either like this or like this. I have no idea. It's sketched too lightly. A cat with wings and two tails. Ooh, this was the... Oh gosh. Was it Marina by the Stars? There was probably a Warrior Cats map on it. Oh, there absolutely was. Trying to turn words into animals. Cat was the best one. And then I was pushing it. Random anime man. And JFeather! Love JFeather. That's my guy. Love him. I think this was when he officially became my favorite. Because I think Spotted Leaf was my favorite for quite a while. But then JFeather had more things happen. And I was like, I love JFeather. This is me with a really lumpy face. Before I knew how faces worked. Eyeball. A Bible verse. Another Bible verse. I had a new crush now in 8th grade. And we were assigned on a project together. He did not like me. He actually ended up dating a friend of mine and was not a good person. It was very superficial, this crush, anyway. But I got his number. Yeah. This is Razia's shadow, I think. Gosh. If you know, you know. I think I just put the lamps as a torch. Listen, I have no ideas. Cool. Me and my cousins, we were the 3 amigos, because there were 3 of us that were the same age. On this side of the family, there are 11 of us cousins. I have 9 cousins on this side. But the 3 of us are 3 months, 2 months apart. So we naturally were like this. Is that all that's in here? What does this say? I know I will look back on this and cringe. I know I will improve and be much better than I am now. I know... I know that this time will seem insignificant and wasteful, but I want my future self to know that this means so many things to me. My frustrations, sorrows, and joys are somewhat captured in here and many other places. I did this all for a reason, though some seem strange. I just want you to know. Hey, Pass Izzy, I don't think this is insignificant. I think every drawing you make is worth something, no matter how cringe it might be. It might seem like I'm just cringing this whole time, but I find this really endearing. Maybe my emo 8th grade self would be very happy to know, but although I might be cringing, I don't think this is insignificant. I think making art, even if it's just to make art, is absolutely worth something. I think this is the next notebook. We'll see. There might be jumps in quality here, because I didn't really have a focused notebook ever until at least college. No, high school, actually. No, not high school. Until college, I didn't really have one specific sketchbook I was working on at a time. Really until this most recent one. Why are you here, JFeather? Are you taking me back to StarClan? Is that how bad my wounds are? No. I'm just helping Gingertail and Leafpaw. Oh. Will you tell me a story, JFeather? And he laughs. Sure. I don't think this is in character. But for me to get into my own story, I wanted it to happen like years after the Warrior Cat books, where it's like you can still have relations to characters. I want it, Flowerheart in my head is related to Firestar. By some lineage, she's related to Firestar. Because I think that's cool. Makes me happy in my little Mary Sue craving brain. So that's why JFeather's visiting from StarClan. It's because in this story, he is long gone. But I don't think that's quite in character for JFeather. I do like the idea of a medicine cat from StarClan being like, I need to, I don't know, it would be a cool, like, conflict thing where it's like, don't interfere with, like, the living. Like, they have to live their own lives, but the prophecy has to happen, so they have to be okay. They have to survive this. I don't know. I think that's neat. Kawaii cat. Again. He's dying and she's sad about it. This is like the picture of Mike Wazowski singing? She's looking up and she's sad. Crooked Paw. He's got like Angel and Devil on his shoulders. I think they were both supposed to be Maple Shade. What does this even say? Art. Music. That does not make sense, girly pop. I hate to tell you. A circle. Oh, I did baby's first little turnaround of a cat head. That's not what cat heads look like. I like the big dome, though. And this was supposed to be like, it's a love story between a girl and her shadow. And the shadow writes her little love notes. And I think I didn't draw on the rest of this notebook, so I was like, this is going to be for my story. And it was going to end with a little love poem. The roses are red, violets are blue. I know you are sad because I am too. I am your shadow and I love you. It's supposed to be this big reveal. My senpai is Snoopy. Great, girl. The last words of the book were supposed to be, I love you. And she's like looking at her shadow like, oh my gosh. Yeah, I think that's a short one. Holy cow. Jacob is sitting on my feet right now. How am I supposed to grab my sketchbook if my cat's sitting on my feet? This is the first real sketchbook. I got this in like a raffle or a Secret Santa thing. I have no idea. Cat with a blindfold on. It says 2 and my name. And I guess I tried to draw that cat again. And it didn't turn out well. Me having sensory issues, I guess. Everything is too loud. This should have been a red flag to my medical providers and my teachers, probably. But it was 2016 or 2017. 2017. So how are they supposed to know? Hold me back! Slow down, fam! Jeez. Fam. We said fam so much, unironically. These two guys were singing The Lion Sleeps Tonight in, I think, band class. This is my friends. I found it hilarious. Rhythm Heaven. I love Rhythm Heaven. This is supposed to be the frog. The thank you very much frog. Razia's shadow! What can y'all say about Razia's Shadow? What do y'all know about Razia's Shadow? I love Razia's Shadow. Razia's Shadow is like this concept musical album from like the 2010s, and Brennan Urie is in it. The Panic at the Disco is in it. And it's just, it was my entire 8th grade, like second half of my year. I became obsessed with it. Dare I say hyperfixated. It got to the point where my mom pulled me aside and she's like, "Hey girl, are you okay? This is all you think about." And I said, "I just like it a lot." She's like, "Izzy, I'm worried about you." "Oh, no, it's fine. It's normal. I just like it a lot." It was not normal. It was probably neurodivergence. Dare I say the Razia Shadow fixation was more intense than Warriors. Warriors was intense, but it was over a long amount of time. There's Arima and the spider. I drew him with hair. That's crazy. Emo hair. So it was 2010s. Cat being sad and cuddling with the cat. Also, we now get to see the way I draw humans. Because I used to just kind of like do my best to draw them like real people. But I got sick of it. And so I started drawing them like this. Little circles on top of little trapezoids with stick legs and stick arms. Like Dork Diaries. Kind of. This is Rima and the spider. I gave him a beanie, even though this is like prehistoric times. Science, oh boy. Yeah, you said it. I think this was another guy I had a crush on. Our math teacher said baloney, and me and the guy next to me both said Bologna. And I thought that was awesome. Somebody asked me to draw a chibi Snape, but I thought they said snake, so I drew that. Like, gasp. He's licking me on the nose. Does he like me? There we go. Proper Arima and the spider. Look at that character design difference between this. Exact same scene, by the way. Just drawn a little bit better. You know the best part? These were probably drawn like less than 7 days apart from each other. 2 cats. This was definitely like my friend and our crush. A dog, a fish with hair, and me looking at something and my friend shrugging. 4-leaf clover. Once again, the musical. Hey, goal. High five. And then I was like, what if I have a crush on this guy again? I'm sorry, it's just how I feel. This was a comic I did about my cat and my friend's cat. Friend's cat. Who are you? This kitty. I'm Nyla, tolerator of all and guard of large and small. Who are you? Oh, and you are? I'm Kitty. Nice to... Wait, did you just say your name is Kitty? Yeah, why? Haha, why you? And that, kids, is how cat fights are started. Kids are like, even the baby. Yeah, little comic. Razia's Shadow as cats. Atticus, Pallas, and Anura. I'm using very familiar terms for these characters. Should I give a brief Razia's Shadow? Basically, it's a musical, and it's 2 generations of the same story. First generation has, oh gosh, I don't know if I ever draw Nidria, but it has this guy Arima and his girlfriend Nidria, and he talks to God. He's like, I love Nidria. And God says, that's cool, you should invent this stuff for me. And he invents it, and God's like, that's cool, keep inventing. And Arima's like fed up. He's like, I just want to be with my wife. And he goes to the darkness, and there is a spider. And there's different interpretations for what the spider looks like. Spider, or just a guy. And the spider's like, hey, you should destroy your inventions. And Arima's like, okay. And he does it, and it kickstarts a prophecy, because it destroys everything. And they said, oh, in years, a person related to Arima and a person related to Nidria will fall in love, and they'll break the curse that, like, split our world in half that Arima did. And those people were Atticus and Anura. And Atticus is brothers with Pallas. They live in the dark. the dark half. Arima split the world into light and dark. It's in the, hold on. The mountain is split in light and dark. Yeah. I still love this album, guys. Atticus and Pallas are from the dark. Atticus is like, I have this feeling, I'm part of the prophecy. And he ditches Pallas. Pallas doesn't like that. He goes to the Light Kingdom and he meets Anura, who is the princess, and they fall in love. And after they fall in love, Anura gets sick, and she's sick because she's too close to the darkness. And so Atticus is like, oh, well, we'll fix it. And they go to a doctor fixes it, but he's like, you're gonna be my slave. And they're like, oh, I guess we have to do this. And then before any of that can resolve, Pallas comes in. He's like, I'm gonna kill you. So this is Pallas saying, I'm gonna kill you. This is a quote. Guys, go listen to Razia's Shadow. It's so cringe, but I love it so much. Don't you ever dream of someplace better. No. Atticus and Pallas. Two people, I guess. How do I draw a dog? This is my little IzzyJoFo, Sona. My friend said she looked like Temmie. Who are you? Hi, I'm Tem. Yeah. Oh, so good. I think I'll just go. And that's a line that Atticus says, but it's like parallel of both of them. There's a lot of A names in this story. That's a little hard to keep up with. I know these names because I've been saying them for over 10 years, but sorry if it's confusing. I can't help it. It was made in 2010s. Atticus and Pallas is like, ew, gross, you're in love. I'm the one she chose. Oh my gosh, I forgot we did this. Sometimes the American school system feels like a cult. Not only did we do, like, you know, the Pledge of Allegiance that you always have to do, but we had a additional thing because we were EMS. And it was the E stands for excel in treating others the way you want to be treated. The M stands for make a positive difference. The S stands for stand up and put others first. And we said that every day after lunch. They'd do like lunch announcements, and then we'd say these things and they'd let us out to like be outside for 10 minutes. But, you know, in America, lunchtime is like 15 minutes max. And so you're usually still eating while they're doing these announcements. And so I said this to my friends and they thought it was really funny. The E stands for I'm eating a grape. Arima's being edgy. What a tragic mess you fools have made of this. This is after he destroys everything and they're like, you made a prophecy. An alicorn, I guess. It's in the style of My Little Pony, but since I didn't watch My Little Pony, I didn't understand that alicorns were, like, special. So I was like, oh, my friend introduced me to My Little Pony. I'll make her an alicorn, and I'll draw this alicorn and that alicorn. Some dragons. More dragons. Love was everywhere. That's from Razia's Shadow again. It's so hard to draw with a pen. You seem to be doing it. That's all I do now. All I do is draw with a pen. So get good, young me. It's hard to draw with this pen, maybe. Izzy draws. I sure do. I had a volleyball come at my head in PE, and I drew it. Watch out! There's supposed to be a little volleyball reflected in the eye, but it's so tiny. I loved this drawing. Pallas, Atticus, and Anura. This is the line that Brendan Urie says. There was a popular fan thing where Atticus loved spiders. There's so much art of Atticus with spiders. Hello, little spider friend. What the heck are you doing, Atticus? Love it. Friend embarrassed another friend in front of the crush. What have you done? It's not that deep. More volleyball, I think. Little cat. I like this one. Oh. Angry cat. Who are you? This is a song we sang in choir, I guess. It was like painting a picture of this guy, and I was like, I'll draw this guy. He's the scout. Another spider because Razia's shadow. For a project or something, we were like Team Apple, and somebody said, we are the best fruit. I was like, we should put that on a t-shirt. This didn't happen, but it was like our mutual crush. I was like, what if my friend stood on my shoulders? Now I'm finally taller than you. He's saying, hi, Izzy. And I'm saying, hi, crush. But it's our actual names, so I'm not going to put that on the internet. The Anything You Can Do map with Brambleclaw and Squirrelflight came out, and me and my friend really liked that. We learned all the words to the song. And that was another thing where we were like, we could do the talent show. We didn't do the talent show together. Anything you can do, I can do better. Ha! What's up with this smudge? This paper is crazy. It smudges like wild. Still does. Wow. So many years later. And I was fed up with it, I guess, at this point. I don't know who this is, but they're laughing at something, I guess. We were yapping about this song. We're like, oh, if we sing it at the middle school talent show, we have to come up with a safe for work version of drinking your liquor faster than a flicker. I can eat my Snickers faster than a flicker. I can eat it quicker and get even sicker. I can live on bread and cheese. And only on that, soaking a rat. I think this was my Harry Potter self-insert. Don't ask me how I know. A little chestpin. So cute, a little chestpin. This was for that project I was talking about that I had with a guy I briefly crushed on. I was like, oh my gosh, we can do a new segment, and we're Iris and Hermes. We're the two Greek gods of, like, flight and delivering messages. I don't know what this is. They're both bald. Not on purpose, though. Flowerheart and somebody with a big dome. I don't know who. 2 heads. Is that it? No, I had to be edgy. Last page of the sketchbook. No, wait, please stop. I'm fading away. Cool. Last notebook, I think. Second to last notebook. Continuation of that idea. What if she stood on my back to be tall? This hurts, fam. Sorry, I slipped. I was cringing at my drawings from 2016 in January of 2017. January 5th, 2017. I was cringing. That's really good. I was like, what if I cut my hair? I did cut my hair. I didn't like it. Red and blue from Pokémon. When I first started drawing this, somebody asked me if they were fallopian tubes. Because it was just the circle and the little bodies. I was like, no, they're not. What am I doing? Me and my friend as cats. Dude, I drew her so much. Oh, this is me. Hi. And I was like, oh no, stop that. Stop that. Next to the poop emoji for some reason. She's yapping. Me too, girly pop. Dang, I gave myself a V-neck and boobaloobs. I never wear V-necks. This definitely was like a storytime animation sketch. Don't put people down. Putting person down. Sad face. IzzyJoFo! Yay! That's me! Why didn't I draw my glasses? Anyway. Something in science. Don't let your rockets explode. Be precise. I wonder how long it will take to fill up this notebook. Me on May 2nd, 2017. Spoiler alert, I didn't fill up this notebook. 20 days of school left. 20 little cats. And a cat. And me in a dress. I'm so femme. So femme and pretty. Make friends, not fights. A new guy came to school, and he was like an anime watcher. I like your binder. Do you watch anime? No, not really, but I know the characters. Your standards have dropped, fam. Yeah. Oh, more Razia Shadow! Yay! This is when Arima goes to the darkness. Hi, Arima. Who are you? I'm the spider, Barias. There's no way that you're a spider. Well, that's what he said I am. And it's a narrator. There's a narrator in Razia's shadow. 19 days of school left with 19 spiders singing the spider song. So you're a Rima, nice to finally meet ya. This is an idea for a story I had. You will see this later, as in when I finally get my high school sketchbooks. Because I revisited this story. I don't think it exists anymore. I know the story in my head, but there's not much of a story. Basically, it's a ripoff of Maximum Ride. These people got experimented on. They were, like, they had no connections to the outside world and they were close to death. So this, like, crazy company used them to do experiments combining human DNA with animal DNA. Because I'm so original. And this was, he didn't have a name here. His name ended up being Teddy. Because he's bear. He got bear arms. I think her name was Robin, because she got bird wings. This is V. I loved him the most. I drew him just like a week or so ago. And he had spider legs, but it changed to just having spider venom. This is me being mad at somebody and like, I look like I'm going to stab him with that pencil. 17 days left of school with 17 popcorns. You can see how much art I did in just a few days. How can you not see all the pain you caused me? Wow. Oh, 18 days left of school? We went back in time. They're angry at each other. This is not a good way to draw bodies, but I see the line of action, so that's cool. This was... she's like one of the 2 people of this. It was a group of 5. I don't know if I drew the last guy at all in this, like, notebook. Her name was Percy. I don't remember. Oh, wait. I named her Percy because Perseus defeated Medusa and she has snakes for arms. Like that Asdif movie character. It turned into snakes for hair. Like Medusa. A head. Another head. I think this was an actual, like, canon Warrior Cats character of a mean mom who wasn't letting him be. Oh, this is Broken Kit. And how his surrogate mom was like, no, you're never going to be my child. Flowerheart redesign. I was like, oh, she can be a tabby. That's cool. She didn't stay a tabby. I'm trying so hard to be happy for you as my heart breaks more and more. Friend dated a crush who ended up being a horrible person, and that's all I drew in this notebook. So apparently it takes 4 days for me to be done with a notebook. I didn't do any drawing for... Is there any dates on these? I don't know if y'all have seen. There's dates on some of these pages. Yeah, no idea. I think, though... Is it the back of this one? No. Where is it then? I don't know. The last guy of that group of 5 is a lion. He's a guy with lion's strength. But in the first one, he just kind of had lion hair. Last one. 8.5. 8th to 9th grade. This was... Oh, it's so light. I was in an honor band thing, and this kid kept playing the Mos Eisley theme on saxophone, and I thought that was so cute. Hey, what's your name? Because if you don't tell me, I'll just call you Mos Eisley. Flowerheart of ThunderClan with a butterfly and a blank page. Icy Claw! I haven't drawn her in a while. Like, in the past, I hadn't drawn her in a while. I haven't drawn her in, like, 5 years. Brambleclaw and I think Hawkfrost? Angry version of anything you can do, I can do better. That's cool. I think this is supposed to be 2 of my friends. I came up with a Star Wars character, self-insert OC, and she was a scrapper. And she made her own droid out of scrap parts, and his name was Patches. This was an edgy poem I made, and I was like, I want it to loop around. And then I came back quite a while later, and I was drawing cats very differently. And I read you the Flowerheart with a butterfly on her nose. Hold on, let's see the difference. So before... and after. Look how much cute. Not cuter. They're both kind of cute, but like, Oh, Drew Butterfly exactly the same way. Cute. Okay. I don't know who Jennifer is. Probably a character of something I forgot. Just a cute girl. This is getting to look more like my high school art, which is very fun. Angry cat. They're looking at each other. Oh, this is a redraw of that Flowerheart drawing. I don't have it with me anymore. It was in the last sketchbook. She's like leaning into him, sticking her tongue out. Cat with big fur around neck. Another scribble line drawing. I think this was Drawing with Jazza made an app, and you could do art challenges with this app. It was a very fun app. And you could do like random line drawings. And this was the random line and what I turned it into. Another one of those random line drawing challenges. So I turned into a weird monkey. Did I really just turn one into a snake? That's stupid. That's uncreative. I think this is supposed to be Brambleclaw and Tiger Star, probably? That's probably Tiger Star. It's got the scratch and the scratch. I think this was another thing from that Jazza app. It was like, oh, draw something with a stop sign for a torso and trees for arms. I don't know. Some sort of drawing prompt. Was I trying to make my own character creator? Like, boy versus girl. Short hair versus long hair. I don't know what these are. Cat. Is the rest of this blank? Wow. Ending with a whimper instead of a bang. I guess that is it. That's the last sketchbook. Notebook I have. Now I need to go home and grab my high school. I need to trade my middle school notebooks for my high school notebooks. Those get quite fun. I'm very excited for those. You can probably hear that my voice has gotten sadder. But, you know, that's how it be. Thank you so much for watching. Next up is probably I'll do half of high school because everyone knows this phenomena. As you get further into drawing, you know, like you get more skilled in it, you start doing less of those quick pages. It takes longer to complete a sketchbook as you get better at drawing, basically. Or it tends to be the case. Some people still crack those guys out like crazy. Not me. But yeah, I guess that's it. That's all I have for y'all. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned. I will make more. And yeah, y'all have a great day. Bye.